Hello everyone, my name is Loka Cola and welcome to this end of year slash beginning of a new year video rewind update thingy. Um, or to put it in a more simpler term, looking back at the year that has passed and a little bit about what to expect from this new year, which is of course now 2025, the same year that Black Ops 2 is set in, which is definitely feels a little bit weird that we're finally there. Um, anyway, I suppose I should start with happy New Year and all that. I hope you've all had a good 2024. Um, as for me, I've had a bit of a weird year, personally speaking, which I won't really go into too much detail here because honestly, I don't really I don't really want to dwell on that. But as for YouTube, on the YouTube side of thing, I will say I am pleased with what I've been doing on this channel for this last year. I did say in my looking back at 2023 video that I was kind of uh, about uh, about the year of 2023. Because I felt like I went a little too gung ho when it came to videos and celebrating Call of Duty's 20th anniversary. Um, in contrast, I feel like 2024 has been a better year in that regard. Like, yeah, um, there's been a lot of stuff, but I feel like that it was more consistent. It wasn't as much, sure, but it was more consistent, and I'm also overall more happy with the quality. Honestly, I feel like some, or definitely a lot of videos in 2023 were certainly rushed. I feel, especially since I try to have almost daily video uploads in a lot of ways. Especially during that summer, which glad I didn't do a repeat of that. Um, but another thing that I wasn't too happy about was how Weekend at Locust and streaming in general kind of fell at the wayside. So that has been, aside from having fewer but more, but better quality videos, videos I want to make as well as the oh, this was a thing that happened in Modern Warfare 3, so let's make a video about it. Even though maybe I didn't necessarily care too much about it. Um, to kind of start off with streaming, I definitely did a bunch of both Weekend at Locust, but also happy hours that I feel pretty happy about. Um, so 2024 really was the return of especially Weekend at Locust, I feel, which I'm really pleased about. Now there may not have been that much variation in terms of the games being streamed, but that's also kind of a side effect of I don't know. I don't really feel like there was that much going on um, video game wise that I felt was interesting. So there were quite a few Ace Combat 7 streams and a lot of Skyrim streams. Um, and well, part of that was also starting up. I I don't know if I should call it a new sub series, but with Skyrim there were a lot of A Paladin's Tale, which I did start, which is really more of a continuation of Ingva's Vigil that I decided to name the pre-Dawnguard streams, and then I ended up streaming Dawnguard. That I have finally finished now, which can't believe that took uh, 2 years to go through, and it like it's a smaller DLC too, so I'm kind of like, I don't think I'm ever gonna do Dragonborn. um, Although I am sort of kind of tempted, but also not really. I don't know. Um, and then after that there were still a lot of Skyrim because, as I said, there wasn't really that much interesting going on gaming wise, so it just became a lot of Skyrim. Um, let's see. I'm scrolling through the list here. Yeah, loads and loads of Skyrim. It wasn't really until March when the Stars Battlefront Classic Collection came out um, that I did a stream of. Then there was a gap, granted, but when there are gaps, uh, at least I came back from them because that's I think that was one of the issues with 2023 was that once I hit a gap, I just couldn't find a way to get back to it. Um, and I don't really feel bad for having missed out on a couple of months, as long as I get back to it, and especially since there was a lot of other things going on at my life at the time, so it's kind of, well, I feel like I have pretty good excuses for why I may not have doing some streams at times. Um, so there was that gap between March and June, because as I said, there were a lot of things going on at the time. Um, let's see, and then there was another gap after September. That was slightly interrupted by Black Ops 6 once that came out. Um, and then there was a bit of break again until, well, recently. And that is kind of twofold. The first being that I got a new job, so I was getting adjusted to that place. Didn't really have as much energy to really stream. Um, and I felt also slightly unmotivated because, and I'll probably get to this in a bit, but October I decided was going to be a Red October since it occurred to me that, the Hunt for Red October celebrates its 40th anniversary. Maybe I want to do stuff based around that, and I did a whole plan that then kind of fell through. um, so I did lose a little bit of motivation. Um, and then after Black Ops 6, I unfortunately got some. I don't even know what it was. I'm gonna assume it was some sort of virus because it wasn't a regular cold. Um, but whenever I tested for things like COVID and mycoplasma, is it even the same word in English? Um, Live googling. No, it's the same. Like, so whenever I tested for something, I got a negative result. So I have no idea what I had, but I had a fever for like almost 2 weeks, or maybe it was 2 weeks even, or maybe even over 2 weeks. I don't know, quite sure. Um, and then I had a regular cold for a week after that. And around that same time, I also discovered that my voice had gotten really strained. Um, if you watch my latest Warzone video, you will hear some of that. because I decided to jump on Warzone with my friends without realizing how bad my voice really was. I kind of tested it out a little bit before, like, it doesn't sound so bad, and then, oh, it's real bad. I probably shouldn't have jumped on, but hey, I'm here. So, yeah, it's been a long recovery, which is also why there wasn't really any streams throughout November and December up until Christmas week. Um, so yeah, Weekend at Locust and streaming in general, I'm overall happy with. As I said, not that much variation, but honestly, I'm just glad I'm kind of back on track, and that will also be my plan for next year as well. I also did a bunch of happy hour streams. I kind of tried out a new format or semi-new format, especially during that summertime when I had more time on my hands. I kind of figured, oh, what if I just take Wednesdays and do a happy hour stream instead of putting up a video, because that way I will have more time to work on other videos and also have some more bonus content, so to say. And overall, I'm also happy with happy hours. I have had, well, I wouldn't really say some difficulty with that series. But I did run in a bit of a problem of because I kind of tried to do as I was gonna say a semi-new thing with uh, going back to when Weekend at Locust first started out as a video series. It really was, alright, I'm gonna jump into this specific thing. And back then it was the Weekend Warfare playlists for Modern Warfare Remastered. So the first episode was the I think it was, yeah, explosives only, followed by slasher and followed by prop hunt, because I guess I started that at the right time. So I kind of figured, okay, let's do that approach, but in a streaming format. So to kind of look at what when I did do happy hours in the summer. The first one I did was Retro Warfare for that little event in Modern Warfare 3. There was one for the 2042 and Dead Space crossover, because I don't know. There was another one for that COD Warrior thing when they had some little mini games. That was something. Then I kind of ran into a problem where it really was dependent on if there was like a specific LTM or event going on in a game, and there were some weeks when I kind of just sat there being like, well, there's nothing in the rotation I'm interested in, so I just ended up not streaming, which, to be fair, is probably the right call. If I'm not really feeling it in either in a more physical way, like, oh, I'm too sick, my voice is too strained, but also like, oh, there's nothing interesting going on and I don't want to play 2042 again or something like that. So then I let's see, well, I did do a Spider-Man 1 for Spider-Man Day just to clean up the trophies, and then I feel like what I ended up realizing, because then this will now go into the whole Red October thing, the original plan, because the plan was to have the exact same video content I ended up doing. So Modern Warfare 3, Warzone, 2042, Um, and also hoping to get Black Ops Cold War, but I didn't really have time for that, unfortunately. So kind of have those general Red October videos and having the last batch of Rainbow Six Siege videos. And then the streams would also have tied into that, which, well, I did start with the Hunt for Alicorn, since that is basically the Hunt for Red October, the game. And then the plan was to, um, well, first of all, finish those 3 DLC missions, and then kind of at least go through some of the other Tom Clancy novels. So there would have been a Red Storm Rising themed one, and I think another one I was planning was a Clear and Present Danger one, where I was gonna play Modern Warfare 2 22. So kind of go through that route for at least a bit of them. And then Weekend of Locust would also have kind of followed through, but in more broader strokes, like uh, streaming Siege, and I think I was even considering streaming. Oh yeah, Cold War as well, and X Defiant, which rip that game, I guess. Guess I won't be turning to that game for any type of content. And then it really would have been ended on the Black Ops 6 stream, which we did do after all. But again, it my plans really just kind of fell through once I got that new job. But I think it was around that time when I started to think that, um, maybe that's the better approach for happy hours, where like not saying that it should only be about Tom Clancy novels, but that it can be those little smaller streaming projects that I sometimes think, oh, maybe that should be for a week in a locus, but then I kind of think about it for a few seconds and realize that doesn't really work. That's a bit too specific almost, like stuff like that. Um, like the Hunt for Alicorn, or the more recent one, the Die Hard one. I mean, I suppose that could work as a week in a locus as well, but um, I feel like week in a locus probably works best when I'm focusing on new stuff. Um, like Black Ops 6, and then happy hours can be kind of okay, I'm just playing whatever. Um, I think that might be the plan going forward for that series, but then again, it's also really mostly going to be around summer anyway, considering that's when I usually have more time. Now I ended up a bit lucky with Christmas, but then again, Christmas is also a busy time, so maybe I won't be able to have multiple happy hours stream next Christmas and so on. But yeah, that's really kind of how streaming is going. As I've already said, overall happy with it, even if the content may not have been too varied. But at least I'm happy to be back on track, and that will continue for this year as well. Video wise, I'm not really sure if I'm really gonna dig into this, because I think, and this honestly also made me unsure if I was gonna make this video to begin with, because I did do that 15th anniversary special rambling, which is another thing that happened. The channel celebrated its 15th anniversary. I just didn't have anything too special in mind, so it just ended up being a rambling video um, with a bunch of updates and whatnot. Um, so I'm not sure if I'm really going to get much in details here about videos, because I feel like I kind of tackled that one or that topic in that update video. But videos, at least overall, I'm pretty happy with. There has been fewer compared with 2023. It's been, but also more consistent, and I'm also more happy with the overall quality. So there's been a lot of Modern Warfare 3, a bunch of 2042, even to my surprise, a lot of Warzone, and also a lot of Helldivers 2. Um, and then some other odd things here and there, like Battlefront 2, some single player stuff. And yeah, as I've also said in that 15th anniversary special video, I have been doing some um, restructuring, so to say, of certain videos. So instead of turning everything that wasn't its own specific series in just gaming things, some of them have now become their own, and there will be some others. Like PlayStation All Stars and Tales of Middle Earth I've been doing. And I feel like those are pretty self-explanatory. Um, PlayStation All Stars is where all the PlayStation exclusives go. Tales of Middle Earth, well, that will be Lord of the Rings. Um, there will also be a similar one for the Elder Scrolls series. I was going back and forth whether I just to have it a Skyrim thing, but on the off chance that I end up playing Elder Scrolls Online or they end up doing remasters of, say, Oblivion, I'm also like, I don't know if I necessarily want a separate series for all those games, so maybe it's better to just have it as one more connected thing. Um, my only concern then was what was gonna happen with just gaming things, but I feel like I have managed to figure that out as well um, since that update video, where really it's just gonna be all the things I don't really um, can't really fit in either any of their own separate playlists. Like I suppose I can take the Spider-Man video for instance. Since that was really highlights from the Spider-Man stream, it didn't really quite fit the PlayStation All Stars, since it wasn't really too much about that game. It was more about my reaction to some stuff, um, and so it just ended up being okay. That it can go into just gaming things. If I don't really know where to put it, it's gonna be put in just gaming things, or if it's like a collection of like the example I gave in the update video, if I played a little bit of a Halloween event there in Modern Warfare 3, a little bit of Halloween in Warzone, a little bit of Halloween in 2042, then it instead of their own separate videos, I could also just throw it in there as um, one Halloween video. Now that didn't end up being the case, um, but granted, that was more of an example. I also forgot to mention I did do the separate series for Star Wars, which is going to be a Star Wars story. So basically, everything that isn't Battlefront 2 2017 will go there. Yeah, the also speaking of that Spider-Man video, um, since I did mention it, it really was highlight reels, and I'm not sure anyone has noticed, but the Black Ops 1 video were also compiled of live stream events or highlights from that first weekend at Locust, but also some more moments from the beta. So going forward, instead of having the highlight reels be a separate thing, it's just going to be incorporated into the main videos, because I kind of realized that, oh, I'm saving all these highlight reels for a rainy day, but I don't really get rainy days as it turns out, so I'm just sitting here with some quite old clips where I'm kind of like Well, I don't really know what to do with this, so going forward, it is going to be just incorporated into um, the main videos. And yeah, I think that's all I can think of. Yeah, I think I've brought up everything I can think of. We've had Weekend at Locust and well, streaming in general, videos overall. As I said, I didn't necessarily want to go into too many details since I did kind of do that not that long ago. Um, I suppose the only noteworthy thing is that I did end the Rainbow Six Siege series because I don't really play that game anymore, which is a shame, but also kind of makes sense considering the direction that game has taken for the last couple of years. So um, now that doesn't necessarily mean the end of Siege content. But I think going forward, if I get any clips, it won't really be part of the Rainbow Six Siege series. It will instead be part of more of a Tom Clancy's playlist where I can throw in clips from other Tom Clancy games if I get any. Now there is going to be a best of, uh, kind of as an epilogue. That will be to celebrate Siege's 10th anniversary. So there is, I suppose, technically one more Siege video coming out, but that won't be for a long while. And also technically not new since it's just a best of, really. But I feel that's a appropriate thing to do for the 10th anniversary. I may not like where the game has ended up, but there were some fun memories along the way at least. So there's always that. The only other noteworthy thing, because I did say in the update video that I won't necessarily go for ending a series the way I might have imagined that it would be in the past, like say ending the Modern Warfare 2 series once Modern Warfare 3 launched, like that. That just hasn't really been the case because I end up with so many clips somehow because I keep playing a lot. So, and really that is to reduce a lot of stress, and especially since this channel really is about all things gaming, or at least all the video games I like to play. I feel like it makes sense to not necessarily say, oh, this one I'm never gonna make any more content of. Um, but on the flip side, I kind of like with Siege, just because I end the series doesn't necessarily mean the end of content for that specific game. And there are two games I am considering pulling a similar thing of, and that is both COD World War II and Battlefield 5, because they have been going on for quite some time, and they have still stuck around, mostly because they're really the only World War II games I'm playing. But at the same time, I'm also feeling like I don't really know what's the chicken and the hen. Am I playing? Am I doing videos of them because I'm playing them still, or am I playing them still because I'm still making content of them? So those are two I'm gonna have to do some thinking about. Um, and my original plan, at least for well, actually, I suppose for both, but for Battlefield 5, especially since this year is going to be the 80th anniversary of World War II ending. So I suppose um, it's not as grand or epic as when I ended or uploaded my last Battlefield 1 video on the 100th anniversary of the armistice, but I feel like that's close enough. But then I suppose I could do, and I have considered doing a separate playlist for more historically based games. Um, Still thinking about the title, but I think it's just gonna be historically accurate, and then it's like, I don't know, the title could be historically accurate wartime shenanigans, and then it's just funny moments from from World War II games or something odd like that. We'll see what I end up doing. The only other otherwise there isn't really that much I have to say. There are going to be more Black Ops 6 videos, of course, since that game just came out. I still have a bunch of clips from both Modern Warfare 2 as well as Modern Warfare 3. And well, this speaking of anniversaries, I suppose this is a year of Black Ops since uh, it will be the 15th anniversary since the original Black Ops. So I'm thinking, well, I still have all these Black Ops 3 clips on my hard drive, both of multiplayer, but also from a co-op campaign that I did with my friends. Which you can watch some of that if you go to Prentice 1215's channel and watch his not just the Black Ops 3 video, but honestly just watch his entire campaign retrospectives on the Black Ops games. And you can see the abridged version of our suffering there. But I also have my clips on my own that I'm gonna start uploading at some point. So feel like I suppose this year could be a good excuse for that, if nothing else. Have a bunch of Black Ops content, and other than that, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be too specific. I have some ideas. Some of them are tied to anniversaries because that seems to be just how I work for some reason. Um, like with the whole Red October thing, but also a lot of uh, Medal of Honor themed content this year. Um, or last year, I suppose. And then um, this year we're gonna see a bunch of Black Ops stuff. Ace Combat is also celebrating its 30th anniversary, which I have some plans for. Um, at the very least, for that week, there will be one kind of big celebration video and a couple of streams. Unless that week happens to be my vacation week or something. Um, so we'll see. But at the very least, there is going to be a big video to celebrate it. Side of that, I can't really think of too many other things. There are some stuff I wasn't able to do last year that I may end up doing this year instead. Like I was hoping to do a more grander celebration of Battlefront's 20th anniversary. Although, well, I mean, I suppose doing a bunch of content for the original Battlefront is. I mean, I can at least say I've done it, but I did have as I said, I did have a grander idea in mind. So, I don't know, maybe that will be this year's May 4th special or something, which I suppose is fitting considering we also have the original Battlefront 2's 20th anniversary as well as the 10th anniversary for the EA reboot. So I guess that still counts or something. Yeah, the only other thing I can think of, and that there is going to be a completely new series as well. Like not as in a, oh, here's another, like a Star Wars story type of deal. Like, no, it is going to be for its own separate game. And that's going to be Insurgency Sandstorm. It's essentially going to replace Siege. Now, I haven't been getting too much into it, but what I have played of it, I have been really enjoying. So I'm hoping to get back on track for that game, especially since, as I said, Siege has kind of fallen off track for me, and while Black Ops isn't necessarily a tactical game like that, they've also gotten too weird already with the skins, so I'm kind of like, at all the AI BS, and I don't know. Um, so that's the only new thing I can say right off the bat that will be a new gaming focused series. As well as, well, as I said, there's going to be more Black Ops 6, more Warzone. Maybe not as much for Warzone because I don't know. I feel like I don't really quite enjoy Warzone as much, especially dropping by myself. So maybe that's just gonna be something I drop into with friends. Then again, we are gonna see Verdansk back this year, so I don't know. Maybe I'll maybe I shouldn't say, oh, I probably won't be too much for Warzone, and then end up playing a whole bunch um, just because they bring back Verdansk. But then again, could also not be enough. As much as I love that map, I feel like my issues with Warzone is that it really is just kind of bland right now. Um, and I don't really have as much fun dropping in by myself. Um, I suppose I can just say COD in general, regardless of what game it is. Modern Warfare, Black Ops, World War II, more Battlefield, more both of 2042 and Battlefield 5. More Helldivers, maybe I already said that, I don't know. More Ace Combat, although not as frequent as has always been the case. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Well, Star Wars, just in general. And yeah, I can't really think of anything else to mention. So with that, and well, I have been rambling on for about 40 minutes, so it's probably time to end anyway. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little looking back at 2024 and a little bit of what to expect in 2025. For Weekend of Locust, I am gonna try to mix some, I'm just gonna play this for the sake of it, but also with uh, mixing it in with new stuff, like say new seasons for Black Ops or events or something like that. So I am gonna try to find a bit of a more balance. But hey, at least I am back on track with that, so I have that to kind of build on. But yeah. I hope you enjoyed watching this little looking back at 2024 and a little bit of what to expect from me in 2025. I wish you all a happy new year. And if you enjoy this, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Blue Sky. I did set up a profile like months ago, but I haven't really done anything with it. But considering the way Twitter's going, yeah, I'll probably gonna post more on Blue Sky. But for the time being, I'm gonna be on both. Um, so yeah, that will be all. Happy New Year, and I'll see you all next time.